Steelers fans, the buzz around Pittsburgh has already started building as the new season approaches. And with it comes that familiar story we've seen unfold time and time again. From the earliest days of camp, the practice fields at St. Vincent, college paint a picture that feels like a throwback to the team's identity. 11 players lined up against 11 defenders, and the offense kicking things off with a classic handoff. The rhythm of the game feels almost ritualistic, handoff after handoff. Ground game first and foremost. It's a story told over and over during training camp, OTA sessions, and mini camps. Everywhere you look, the narrative is consistent. The Steelers want to establish themselves as a run-first team. But before we settle comfortably into that idea, it's worth taking a deeper look at what's really going on behind the scenes. Last season, Pittsburgh leaned heavily on the ground game, attempting over 530 rushing plays, placing them among the top 4 in the league in terms of volume. Yet, volume doesn't always translate to dominance. Despite the frequency of those runs, the team only averaged just over 4 yards per carry, which ranked them near the bottom of the league. This raises a critical question for the upcoming season. Can the Steelers improve on efficiency, or are they destined to repeat last year's struggles with the run game? Part of the optimism about a stronger running attack comes from personnel changes and developmental progress. The addition of Caleb Johnson is viewed by some as a potential upgrade over the previous lead back, Najee Harris. However, while Johnson has shown promise in the lower leagues, there is still a question mark about how he'll perform under the bright lights of the NFL. Jaylen Warren, who has flashed in limited opportunities, might also take on a larger role. But with more workload comes greater scrutiny, and he has yet to prove he can sustain that over an entire season. The offensive line is another key piece to this puzzle. With an additional year under the wide zone blocking scheme introduced by Arthur Smith, there is hope the blockers will gel better and open more lanes for the runners. But hope and reality are not always aligned in football, and the Steelers still have to show tangible progress in that area. What makes this all the more intriguing is the way the front office and coaching staff have built the roster recently. They have brought in several wide receivers, including some sizable targets who bring both bulk and athleticism to the position. DK Metcalf, Aaron Rodgers, Jonnu Smith, and an additional receiver in the WR2 role suggest that the passing game is not being neglected. This does not look like a team that plans to solely grind out yards on the ground. The heavy investment in receiving talent seems to signal an offense that will throw the ball more often, perhaps using the run as a setup rather than the centerpiece. Yet, this dichotomy is where many fans and analysts find themselves stuck, caught between the narrative of run first and the reality of personnel moves pointing toward a more balanced or even pass-heavy attack. This tension is understandable. Memories of last season's offensive struggles remain fresh for many. The repetitiveness of handoff, incomplete pass, punt was frustrating and uncreative. With Arthur Smith at the helm as offensive coordinator, the Steelers' offense often lacked unpredictability and explosiveness. Fans are understandably skeptical when they hear assurances that the running game will improve and become more efficient. After all, many other teams have evolved offensively, adding layers of complexity and creativity, while Pittsburgh seemed locked into a conservative, predictable game plan. This past reality fuels doubt about whether the team will truly break from that mold. Still, it is important to avoid painting with too broad a brush. The Steelers' offensive approach appears to be evolving, but the transformation might be more subtle than dramatic. The additional tight ends on the roster, while not necessarily star blockers, add size and physicality that can bolster the run game in ways that 4 or 5 wide receivers on the field cannot. Deploying multiple tight ends can create more versatile run blocking schemes and contribute to an offense that can both pound the ball and threaten defenses through the air. This mix could be the key to unlocking a more effective balance on offense, keeping defenses guessing while maintaining the identity of the Steelers. Looking ahead to the start of the season, the plan seems to be a gradual integration of the running backs. Caleb Johnson is expected to get his feet wet early without being overwhelmed, while Jaylen Warren will likely carry a heavier load, at least initially, as the team tests his capability to be the primary back. Kenny Gainwell, another talented option, provides depth and flexibility for the long haul. The reality of a 17-game regular season plus playoffs demands a committee approach in the backfield to keep players fresh and healthy. This strategy also benefits the offensive line, which is a crucial component in the running game's success. Building confidence in the blockers, especially the younger guys, is essential. Any offensive lineman will tell you that confidence starts with solid run blocking. When the line establishes dominance on the ground, it lifts the entire unit's morale and performance. Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff understand this well. Pressing the pedal on the run game early helps the line build that mojo. They need to succeed throughout the season. At the same time, giving Aaron Rodgers and the passing game ample opportunity to find rhythm during that first month of the season is part of the larger plan. The season opener in Dublin against the Vikings sets the stage for a highly anticipated matchup, with both teams likely entering with similar records. Rodgers getting valuable snaps, even if the offense leans on the run early, allows him to acclimate to the system and build chemistry with his receivers. The timing works well, especially since the Steelers have a bye week shortly after, offering a breather and an opportunity to assess progress. Above all, what the Steelers need from their offense this year is rhythm, that elusive flow where everything clicks into place. Rhythm cannot happen unless the run game is a legitimate threat on demand, not just when the defense allows it. Running first is fine, but only if it is efficient, effective, and integrated into a broader, dynamic offensive strategy. Otherwise, it risks becoming predictable and easy to defend. Switching gears to the offensive line, the spotlight shines on some exciting young talent, especially the center position. Zach Frazier, for example, is emerging as a promising cornerstone for the Steelers' interior line. His rookie season showed flashes of ability beyond what many expect from a first-year player. Frazier demonstrated a rare blend of agility, strength, and technique, managing to create running lanes and make critical blocks not just in front of him, but moving laterally, opening up second-level holes for the backs to exploit. Frazier's ability to execute downfield blocks and maintain momentum is something coaches value immensely. While he may not yet be making highlight reel plays 30 yards downfield, like some of the league's elite centers, he excels in doing the hard, fundamental work that wins games. Coaches at all levels prize a center who can consistently make the right play at the right moment, anchoring the offensive line and giving the quarterback and running backs the time and space they need to succeed. Of course, Frazier's development is part of a broader trend. The Steelers have invested heavily in their offensive line over the past few years, through high draft picks and free agent signings, signaling a clear commitment to strengthening the trenches. Offensive line coach Andy Weidel and head coach Mike Tomlin have worked closely to bring in a mindset and toughness reminiscent of championship-caliber units. This investment is paying off on both sides of the line, with noticeable improvement in run blocking and pass protection. Though there is still work to be done, Tomlin, known for his demanding standards, expects noticeable progress from second-year players. He pushes them hard in training camp, demanding better conditioning and a higher level of play. Many rookies struggle with this transition, but players like Frazier, Mason McCormick, and Troy Fauanu are embracing their second seasons as opportunities to step up and solidify their roles. Fauanu, in particular, treats this year as his real sophomore campaign, determined to shed any rookie growing pains and compete at a higher level. Despite all the talk and promise, football remains a game of execution. The Steelers' hopes hinge on these young players delivering when the lights are brightest, proving that the investment in youth and talent translates into wins on the field. Fans can be cautiously optimistic, but the ultimate test will be how these players perform when the season kicks into high gear. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what's shaping up to be one of the juiciest offseason whispers, league insiders are buzzing with speculation that wide receiver Amari Cooper could be donning black and gold next season. The former Dallas Cowboys star is reportedly on the radar of the Pittsburgh Steelers, with rumors intensifying that a deal may already be in place. A move that would send shockwaves across the AFC, while no official confirmation has surfaced. Multiple sources have hinted at backroom negotiations that may have led to Cooper's quiet exit from Dallas. If true, the Steelers could be arming newly acquired quarterback Aaron Rodgers with one of the league's most polished route runners, a combination that could instantly elevate Pittsburgh's aerial attack to elite status. Cooper, known for his precision, explosiveness off the line, and ability to find separation in tight coverage, has long been considered one of the NFL's most dangerous offensive weapons. After another productive season in Dallas, many were surprised the Cowboys would let him walk, but salary cap pressures and a shift toward younger talent may have opened the door. The possibility of pairing Cooper with Rodgers, a four-time MVP hungry for another title run, is fueling excitement and anxiety in equal measure across the league. Pittsburgh, already boasting a strong defense, has long been a wide receiver or quarterback away from serious contention. With Rodgers under center and Cooper as a top target, some believe the Steelers could immediately become Super Bowl contenders. Of course, nothing is official yet. Steelers representatives have remained tight-lipped, and Cooper's camp has refused to comment on the swirling rumors. But if the reports are even partially true, Pittsburgh may have just pulled off one of the most quietly impactful moves of the offseason, turning a whisper into a seismic shift in the balance of power in the AFC. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.